Hello and welcome. My name is Kathy A, and today I'm going to do a complete video all on LA Girl and LA Colors makeup. Now these are both companies that are owned by the same mothership company called Beauty 21, and they are located in Ontario, California. Yeah, it's not Ontario, Canada, Ontario, California. Now that's kind of way east, like 30 miles east of where LA is. So it's kind of more towards the Rancho Cucamonga area. It's not near LA or the beach or any of that stuff. So not quite in LA. Since they have both LA Girl and LA Colors along with their Beauty 21 line, that's the name of the company, I come out with new products all the time. They have the monopoly on really cheap drugstores and Walmarts and Dollar Trees. You can always find LA Colors in these types of stores. Big Lots and Ocean State Job Lot and all these like train wreck stores. You know, you can find a lot of them in there. And even in supermarkets you can find things like LA Colors. And for the most part, the LA Colors line is a lower end product line, and I think they have less pigmentation to them, less quality filler ingredients, and I think LA Girl is more of a high-end and can compete really with some higher end and luxury products. I'm very impressed with a lot of the products I use today. I'm going to use LA Girl and LA Colors because they're both products of this company, Beauty 21. Without further ado, I am going to just start from the beginning and do a complete makeover start to finish using only LA Girl and LA Colors, which you can find at Dollar Tree for $1.25. Just those makeups. And this is the final look from those products, but let's take you back in time to my before picture, which I'm always just so excited to show you. Here I am, before picture. First thing I think I'll talk about is my nails. Let me just see. These are the nails that I'm using. This is the LA Girl color, and this is called Good Vibes Only, this particular shade. I think it was only like $3.99 for this nail polish. Very impressed with it. But the LA Colors, I'm really impressed with. LA Colors are $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. Really, really nice. I'm going to show you the metallic one. That is this one here. It's a metallic, really, really pretty. Very, very, I mean, for $1.25, this was pretty good. And what tied all of this stuff together, really, was this. This is the base and top coat from LA Colors. And this is an impressive item. It's better than high-end top and base coats that I've seen. And basically on your bare nails, you put a coat of this, it makes them look shiny and healthy, and it adds a kind of a thick layer to take out some of those imperfections, you know, the stripes you get, things like that. When you've got vitamin and mineral deficiencies, you get a lot of stripes and things. This coats really well. You wait for it to dry, then you put your coat of nail polish on, wait for that to dry, and then you put a top coat on, and you are set to go for a good week without getting any chips or breaks, which any Essie or OPI or Littmann or any of the other nail polishes all will chip. You know, I can't see a difference between these nail polishes and the more high-end ones. And with this top coat over the top, they perform better than the high-end nail polishes. Now, one fail I found in this little heap was the rapid dry. This did not work at all. It was a hot mess with this particular color, which was this lighter shade. It says you're supposed to put it on first and then put your first coat of nail polish on and then put another coat of this on, and it dries it. It was just a hot mess. It looks like I painted a vanilla glaze frosting on my finger. It never really set. It catches on things. It's a mess. So this rapid dry did not work. So that was kind of a fail, but the top coat and base coat from LA Colors and I think any of the colors from LA Colors, outstanding. Right from the Dollar Tree. Who would have known? Who would have known? Okay, let's start with some primer. Let's get some makeup on my face. I'm feeling a little bit awkward here. All right, this is the LA Girl Pro Prep. And this is kind of a dimethicone looking primer. I noticed they make most of their stuff in the US or China. They do outsource to Czechoslovakia and other countries, Italy, for some of their products. So I think that's pretty good. It's got that dimethicone feel to it. I mean, I won't lie. It feels pretty much like any of the other dimethicone gel type face primers. Not very expensive. I think it was like $3.99 for the LA Girl Pro Prep HD High Performance Smoothing Face Primer. Okay, for their eye primer, they have like a stick form of an eye primer. And this is LA Girl. This is the Pro Primer HD High Definition Eyeshadow Primer. Now this has a color to it. Slightly kind of, I would say a medium to a medium light skin tone color. It's not translucent. And I think what's nice about that is it does cancel out some of the darkness that you may have in your eyelids. So I didn't see a problem with that. I thought my eyeshadow stayed on really well. Now they have a lot of these, and they have purple ones, pink ones, green ones, yellow ones. These are the face primers, and they also have face concealers of different colors. Now as you can see, I have a very red chin. So I'm going to offset that, if you know your color wheel, I'm going to offset that with this green. And I'll just put that on with my finger. I'm just going to tap it in to offset that red. So when I put my makeup over the top, that red is a little bit offset. I also have some around my nose. I'm blowing my nose with this allergies and pollen that are everywhere. Oh my goodness. And I have like age spots sitting over here. And more age spots up here. Goodness. Very creamy, and I don't think, as far as coverage goes, that it covers enough to make a difference. Now this is the Pro Conceal, and this has a brush, and it's a squeezy brush, and I personally like to put out with my finger or with another vessel. I don't like to use the actual tube. I'd rather take it with my finger and blend it in that way. This is the concealer in the buff shade. I should probably be using my ring finger. Now I have two foundation type materials. This one is the LA Girl Tinted Foundation Natural Finish. And then I have the LA Colors Truly Matte Long Wearing High Pigment Foundation. And out of the two of these, I mean, I'll put this one on this side and this one on this side, but I'm very disappointed in this. I think actually this $1.25 item from the Dollar Tree performed better than this one. This one was very light. It did not give me very much coverage, and it wore off almost immediately. And I'm just going to use a face brush here. I'm going to tap in the product first, and then I'm going to swoosh it in. The color range was pretty. I'm going to show you this. I'll get a little bit close up. So this is with the LA Colors. This is with nothing. This is with nothing. And then this was a star player. This is the LA Colors Minerals Pressed Powder. It was $1.25. It has a mirror in the compact. It also, I think it had one of those silly brushes that you don't use. I'm just going to use a puff here, a powder puff. And I'm just going to set with this powder. This powder is incredible. It's very, very good. I can compare it with, dare I say Laura Mercier, dare I say Charlotte Tilbury, dare I say number 7. I think it's comparable to that. Now this company located in Ontario, California may have deals with some of these other companies. Maybe they make their powder, I don't know. But I'm really impressed. Now on this side of my face, I'm going to do the LA Girl Tinted Foundation, which I'm really not impressed with this. Really not. This is the consistency. And I think they have this kind of moisturizer, kind of flowy feeling to it. I'm just going to stick that in there. I'm going to tap it in. It's a slightly different color, maybe slightly darker. I'm not happy with this at all. I don't think it did very good coverage. It was a light coverage. See, this side is with this one, and this side is with this one. It is a little more hydrating looking, but, and I'm going to use the powder on this as well. It feels very tacky, and I don't know, I was just very disappointed in this one. I was hoping they could do a little better, since, you know, they're kind of a little more higher end than the LA Colors brand. Now, LA Colors is found in all kinds of inexpensive venues, you know, drugstores, Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, Walmart. I mean, LA Colors is in lots of drugstores and stuff, in cheap stores, and, you know, like bargain stores, you can find LA Colors. So they've really got quite an interesting monopoly on those kinds of things. Let's keep going, and let's do some contour. And I'm using my drugstore brushes for this. This is a Real Techniques brush. I'm just going to kind of give myself a little bit of contour. And this is the LA Colors Nude Glam series. I think it's new for this year. It's a special, it was a special end cap in the Dollar Tree near me. So this might be something they're introducing this year. I don't know if it's permanent to their line or to Dollar Tree's line, but they were featuring it, and it looked kind of interesting. It's extremely pigmented, blends nicely. You can see it's kind of warmed up my face a little bit, which is good. And that was the Nude Glow Bronzer. And this is, it's just called Sheen. Okay, and then this is the Nude Glow Blush, and this is in Sultry. I'm going to use a different brush for that. It's a Wet n Wild brush, I believe. It's a really pretty blush. It's very pigmented. I really like it a lot. It's easy to go a little bit overboard with it, actually. This is the Nude Glow in Sultry, and this is LA Colors. And this highlighter is from LA Colors also. And this is just called Glow Time. This was $1.25, just like all of these LA Colors were. And I'm just going to make my C. And I have to tell you that this highlighter stayed through my entire work shift plus my travel time, a good 11 hours, and it was still looking good by the time I got home later on after shopping and everything. It was still there. It still had that. Now I'm going to do the little squiggy from thing here and go down the nose just a little bit. I don't do the tip of my nose. I don't like that look at all. It drives me nuts when I see other people doing it too. I hate it. Now this is a contour stick from LA Colors, and this is supposed to be like a you know, like a nice highlighter, but what I found is that this did not play well with other makeup. And when I used it up in here, I did draw like a line with my nose the first time I tried it. It moved my makeup all around. This does not play well with your makeup underneath. What I did use it for was just underneath the brow, to illuminate just underneath the brow. So I did find a use for it, but I would not recommend this as a highlighter. Definitely you can see the highlight, you know, here. And this highlight is really good. Glow Time is called. $1.25. Speaking of glow, this is their Shimmer Spray from LA Girl. Now I didn't like the spray at all from LA Colors. It smelled like alcohol. It felt like I was spraying alcohol on my face. And I actually got rid of it. I threw it out after I used it. It wasn't any good. But this is very different. This is a nice light spray. There is a light scent to it. I like that it's double capped. Has a cap on the outside and another cap on the inside to help with that, preventing leakage. I always put my sprayer right at the front so I know which direction to spray when I don't have my glasses on. Gotta shake it up. Very refreshing, very pleasant, especially in summertime. That is the Shimmer Spray. You can use it on your face, and you can see my face looks very hydrated and pulled together. Or you can use it actually on your décolleté area as well. Make sure you're not wearing your dress though, that you're going to wear that night. You'll be very unhappy. Okay, let's go into eyeshadow, and this is an area that I love because I'm always looking for eyeshadow palettes, and I know that LA Girl put out a great holiday palette a few years ago, which I loved and I've since gotten rid of. This is their Nudist palette, which is one of their $9.99 palettes. This is kind of a basics. There's a combination of shimmers and mattes in here, and the quality is really good. Because I did try also, this is the LA Colors, similar looking but very different. This is their version of Nude, and this is called Traditional. And let me put them side by side and you can see that similar but not really. And what I did do is I swatched each of them next to each other so you can see the difference, and there's a huge difference in this formulation. This is very cheap, very cheap. A couple of these colors were kind of nice and well pigmented, but basically this was a different formula. This stayed on so well. It blended, it had pigmentation to it, and this did not. So this has probably a lighter formula with more filler material, which could be more plain clay or sand or whatever it is. But when I did the, I'll show you the swatch right now. So after I did the swatches, I just took a paper towel and I swiped down my arm, and every single one of these colors was gone except two of the darker shades, and none of these would move. They wouldn't budge. I had to actually use makeup remover to get this side off. So definitely don't recommend the LA Colors. Even though they look like they might be a nice, well-rounded color story here of shadow, it's definitely not worth it. Now also they had this one, which was a little different. This was the Nude LA Colors. This is a nude palette. Now this had things in here that look like, they have highlights here and they had eyeshadows. And I thought, you know, for $1.25, holy cow, this was nice. Same thing, you know, not as good a formulation. I did use some of the colors. I tried to make them work, but they're, once you put the colors on, they just kind of disappear. They don't blend very well. They can look a little bit patchy. If you have one color on here and you try to blend another color into it, it just turns muddy. So I just can't recommend the LA Colors eyeshadows. But it's not the case with LA Girl. I think that their formulations are really nice. I especially like this one, and even better, I liked this as well. This is these are the little quads, and these have I think they have a little more product in them than the others do, but this is nice. I got a nude version and I got the purples, and I've had these before. I mean, I really do like them, and you know, when I go through my collection to clean it out for the new stuff coming in, I'm very heartless, and things like this I would get rid of right away because I'm like, oh, those are LA Girls. I'm going to keep my, you know, my Visearts instead. I'm not going to keep everything, so I'll get rid of the LA Girls, and that's what I did. But these are great shadows, especially I think this blue is just stunning. I'll wear that today for you. And that's a wonderful, wonderful eyeshadow. So you have all your basics. You have your light, your medium transition shade, you have a warm tone to blend it in, and you have a dark tone for your colors. You can make a great basic eye with this. If you're in a pinch, these are around $4 or so in CVS or wherever they sell LA Girl cosmetics. You can get them on their website as well. They've got great sales. I really like the brand a lot. So what I'm going to do is just create an eye look, I think, using the LA Girl palette. And I'm going to have to use my own brushes for this because, yeah, okay. Alright, so I'm going to take a combination of this shade and this shade, just take the two of them, and I'm just going to pat them onto my lid. You can see there's a little bit of fallout, but I think a lot of that is user error because I don't tap off my brush and stuff like I'm supposed to. I'm kind of a naughty eyeshadow person, and you know, sometimes it's messy looking. But I want you to get the basic idea that these palettes really are worth a look. You know, for 10 bucks you can get a really nice basic eye palette, and there's shimmers and mattes in here, so you can do everything you need to do for traveling or whatever. This is really nice. And I'm going to be making a trip to Reno in the near future. I'm going to go into here with my transition shade, and I'm just going to start about maybe a third into the eye and go straight across line here. And I'm going to go in here on this other side, same thing, third of the way in, straight across. I'm nuts, I know. You think, what the heck are you doing? What the heck are you doing? Okay. And I'm just going to move it down here to the end of my eye. I'm going to switch brushes here and get a fluffier brush. And I'm just going to kind of swoosh it around, or blend it as they say. Just to blend out the edges a little bit and to kind of buff it into the eyelid. You don't just want to lay down some color and leave it there. You want to kind of buff it in to make sure it gets worked into your skin. Now you are using a clean brush to do this, so it seems probably, I remember the first time I saw somebody doing this, I thought, what are they, crazy? They're just putting eye makeup on and they're taking it off? What are they doing? Well, it's just because the first time you place product down on your eye, you don't always get it right, you know, it's not always perfect. Now I'm just building up a little bit more color here, and you can see, you're starting to see I'm making a depth, not Johnny Depp, but depth. depth. Boy, that's been an interesting trial to watch. Holy cow, I'm gonna miss it. I'm actually gonna miss it. I would run home from work so I could watch the recap and everything, watching Popcorn Planet. I put some comments in their live feed too. I was really enjoying this trial. It's been so fascinating to look into other people's lives this way, but it's gotta be heck embarrassing for everybody involved, especially when they're saying they're doing all these drugs with all these people and then they're bringing people on. It's kind of like now these people are involved saying they did the drugs with them, and I'm like, oh my goodness. All right, so I just went into this kind of warmer shade. I'm just going around the edge here. I was going to do a video on channels I watch that aren't really makeup channels. You might find that interesting because, you know, I know there's more to life, and I know you do more in your life than just put makeup on all day. I mean, I'd like to think you're just kind of hanging out with me here. That's why you're watching. I can't imagine my makeup's that good that you're watching for that. Although I can tell you when something's really bad or bad quality, and I think that will save you some money. And that's always good. And I am a nice person. These ones from e.l.f. are so good. They look like pencil eraser tips. These are so good. Oh my goodness. I love them very much. You can do a little bit more detailed work with them. I'm just going back over that other color. All right, so now I think I'm going to go into this blue. I'm going to clean this off, and I'm going to go into this pretty blue color here. It's kind of a periwinkle blue. I'm just going to put it right here in the middle and move it towards the outside corner. It's subtle, you know, it's a blue eyeshadow, which you probably are going, oh my gosh, what is she thinking? But it's pretty, and it's subtle. All right, and now I think I'm going to go back in to this palette again. I think I'm going to take this lightest shimmer shade. It's going to go on the inside here. Oops. This lightest shimmer. And a little bit of oomph, you see that? Let's do this eye color thing. Now this is the Shockwave LA Girl, and I've used this before and I've talked to you about it. Tight line with that. I just went to the optometrist, and the optometrist told me that it's okay to do this, but to clean off pencils and tools after I use them on the eye. I didn't really like the LA Colors markers. I thought they were very patchy. They splayed out a little bit, so they really weren't good to work with. So I'm going to have to say that that's a miss for me. This is another one. This is the Ultimate eyeliner, and I have it in the blue. Just going to go over that with that. Kind of a sloppy line here. I'm going to go over this with a brush real quick. We've gone pretty glam here. Whether we wanted it or not, we've gone glam. that gray with my finger. I like to use my finger as a tool. I know a lot of people don't like to do that, but I do. And I think what I'm going to do is take this blue color again. Just going to go over this a little bit. Now another type of eyeshadow powder is the loose powders, and what's nice about them is that when you pull it up you have an applicator there and you can use this. They have purple, blue, green, and this gold. Let me just see. It's loose pigment, so let me just see if I can put it on here that it'll show up. It doesn't really. And I think like a lot of the other eyeshadows from LA Colors, this one just doesn't have enough pigment to make it. But I love the idea that they have the loose powders with an applicator, you know, and this one is the gold one, Sunshine or Sunflower or something. Now both LA Girl and LA Colors have a cheek blush that is a cream, and I'm just going to show you the LA Colors one because I think that it's the same formula as the LA Girl. This is a pink one, and I'll just put it right here and I'll just blend it out for you because you can see it's a very pretty color. I just found that it kind of disappeared. After about an hour I didn't see it anymore. But it's a very pretty base color to start with. Just put a little here and you'll see just a very pretty light. It's not really the color I wanted to wear today, but and this is the LA Colors Cream Gel Blush. Now the LA Girl has their new cream blush that a lot of people like. It's a very similar formulation. They have more of a variety of colors, I noticed, so next time I'm doing any kind of faves and flops, I'll make sure to pick one of those up so I can show you that one as well. But I could not find any where I went shopping, so I couldn't find any to demonstrate for you. Now I have two mascaras here, and I have to say I'm not impressed with either one. The LA Girl Jet Setter mascara, and then this is the Big mascara from LA Colors. Neither one of them impressed me, but after I wore them to work, I had taken a walk during my lunch break. I have to tell you, let me just curl my lashes here. I have to tell you, the heat and humidity would normally melt my mascara. It did not melt these. They stayed put. They stayed put. They did not flake, they did not melt. Unfortunately, they don't give me enough of an eye look that I'm happy. All they really do is coat the lashes with color. And you know, I'm going to be putting some false lashes on, so I just want the lashes to be coated with color. You know, lower lashes, it won't be too much, you know, it won't be too crazy. I'm looking at a mirror just below the camera lamp, in case you're wondering. Let me put the other one on. This is the LA Girl Jet Setter. I did like this one better than the LA Colors mascara, but I have to say both of them, the formulations, they did not leave dings. It lasted all day. They didn't flake. So they actually reacted pretty well, considering it was very, very humid, 80s degrees. It rained the other day here, and I was out with this mascara. Now this one from LA Girl, I have to say I like it now more that I'm seeing. I'm wondering if it's because I've been using it for a week and it's, you know, like fine wine, it has aged well. You know, sometimes mascaras age really well after they've been open for a week. I think that's the case here because this one looks pretty good now. Wow. Okay. And it doesn't smudge, and it doesn't flake. Not bad, huh? Okay, well, Jet Setter, I guess I should give you another chance, huh? All right, now they have 3 or 4 different types of brow products in the LA Girl line. I have the Slim Shady pencil, and I also have the LA Girl brow pomade, and I have my own brush. So let's have at it. Let's start with Slim Shady on one side. Isn't that Eminem? Doesn't he call himself Slim Shady? Oh, okay, this is blonde. And I don't know if you can even see that, but I'm gonna have to go into my super duper DNA molecule mirror here. Okay, I like to make a gateway here first. And then the other side is the brush. I'm just gonna brush it up. Now it's okay. It's a really light color. It doesn't show up as well as it could. I thought it was a little stiff, but I like the idea that it's a little stiff because it does give me a little bit of brow, but it's not dark enough to really show up. So that's on me. Now on the other side, I'm going to use the pomade. This is the pomade in a taupe color. I think they called it light brown. Just using my own, and I'm making my gateway mark first. They also had a tin of powders, and they had several different shades in that tin. So you had a variety of shades to work with. Now this is just so dark. To me it's very dark, so I'm not as impressed with this. And I'm going to have to, just to even them out, I'm going to have to go on the other side. But the Slim Shady is on this side. I'm Slim Shady and yeah, it is Eminem. So out of the two, the pomade definitely is more effective as a brow product. The powders I've tried in the past, and you still need some other product besides them to hold your brows into place. So like with you know, the Slim Shady pencil, I think you also needed something to kind of hold the brows in place up, but I think that the brow products were quite nice. The powder ones I've tried in the past, I'm not sure I was really that impressed. Now I have a whole darn slew of lip products, and then we'll finish off with our false lashes. So let's look first. This is the LA Colors. This one is a lip gloss. I'm just going to put it on. And I was pretty impressed with this. I did not put a lip liner on. This actually made a nice color on the lips, very shiny and healthy looking. In a pinch, this would be okay. It's not sticky, but it never really dries down, and it does transfer under a mask. So for LA Colors, I thought they did a good job with this. This particular one I think is called Coral something or other. Coral something. Coral something. But I thought it was kind of nice, you know, and it has a little bit of a wafting of like juicy fruit gum. That's what it kind of feels like. So I'm just gonna take that off, and we'll put the next one on. What I did notice from this one was that over time, even though it wore down, my lips looked great. Even though it was wearing down, it wasn't as shiny anymore. Some of the color did remain on my lips. So this is the LA Colors lip gloss. It's just all it's called. The Lip Duo from LA Colors. Now this is the one from Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna put this on. This color is called Clarity. And what you're supposed to do is wait for it to settle in, and then you put the gloss on. I'm just going to put the gloss on with my fingers so I don't contaminate the clear gloss with the color. I'm just going to press on the clear gloss, which also has a wafting of juicy fruit gum. But this is called Clarity from the $1.25 store. Dollar Tree. $1.25 tree. Or Dollar Tree in a branch, or whatever you call it now. Nothing's $1 anymore. Except the cards are still 2 for $1, I think. But this is really a nice combination. But this also, unfortunately, does transfer. I had tried putting the powder over it and then putting another layer on. It helped it last a little bit longer, but it did transfer. So I'm going to put, this is LA Girl's lip liner. This particular shade, I believe, is Nude. Sugar and Spice. It's called Sugar and Spice. And they have great longevity. These liners are really good. You can do a lot with them. There's a good variety of colors in them, and they are just as good, I believe, as any of the other drugstore liners, or possibly even some of the high-end liners. Now I have 2 lip paints from LA Girl, and I have 1 lipstick. And the lipstick is oddly very much like the Maybelline lipsticks. And this particular one is called Nude. And it has the same smell to it that the Maybelline lipsticks have, and it feels like the same formulation as their lipsticks, which I do like their formulation, but I don't like the smell. And there's that smell. But man, this is a nice high-end feel lipstick from LA Girl. Now this is called Nude. It's very creamy and hydrating on the lips. It feels great. It's, I know it's got to be the same formulation, and they're getting it from the same place. Look at this magnetized cover. It's a weighted cover. It's just very high-end looking. This is LA Girl. Come on. This is like $4.99. So really good. I like it. I don't care for that wafting smell, but I do like it. The next 2 products are lip paints, and boy, do these last a long time. Oh my gosh. Let me take this off. I'll do the lighter shade first. This is the glazed lip paint. I'm going to use a brush. There's a slight mint flavor to this, and this is a little bit light on me, but I do like it very much. These lip paints are wonderful from LA Girl. This is the lighter shade. So this color is called Elude from LA Girl. And after it sits on your mouth for a little while, it seems to get slightly darker, but not very much. I think it's a really nice nude lipstick that's a lighter toned. I like it. I mean, for summertime, it's a very natural shade. It looks good. But I do want one that's a slightly darker color, so let's try that one. This particular shade is called I Dare You from LA Girl. And this is the lip paint. Really nice. I like these lip paints a lot. I wish there were more colors in them. I think they probably have about 6 colors in these. This one's called I Dare You. Let's do the lip oil first so you can see what that looks like. This feels absolutely marvelous on the lips, and it's got a little bit of a smell of grapefruit. This one is grapefruit. They do have, I think, watermelon, you know, they have other flavors, lemon, whatever. This one is the grapefruit one, and I really like it. I don't think it adds that much color. Let me just see if there's anything here. Maybe a little bit of color, but it is just basically a clear lip oil. Just gives you that hydration, a slight tint bit of color, but not enough that you can use it on its own. And it works really well over the top of other lipsticks. Really, really nice. You can use it alone just to give yourself a nice glossy look with your lips, your natural lips, but I'm telling you, it's LA Girl lip oil, and this is the grapefruit. I only wore this one day to work. I couldn't wear it again. So, spoiler alert. This is a tinted lip gloss that is a plumping lip gloss. And let me just see what the color is. Not that I was going to encourage you to buy this, but this is called Flourish. Initially, I really liked the look of this lip gloss, and it has the same effect as eating a jalapeno pepper. You put it on, it seems fine, it looks pretty, and then all of a sudden, there's this hot chili pepper kind of thing going on your mouth. It really does feel like a jalapeno pepper on your lips. It's not minty, it's like a chili. It feels like a chili or a turmeric or something. It's not mint. It's not cinnamon. It's something really strong. And, you know, it looks fine. I can feel my lips going, ah! You know, the blood's rushing to them, so it will darken up a little bit over time. It does last really long. Of course, all the really challenging ones do last a long time. This is LA Girl's Glossy Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Flourish. Alright, so now that's all of the lip products. I did find that LA Colors in the Dollar Tree has lashes, so let's have at it. First thing I'm going to do is cut off some of the lash. These are the Delightful number 974 lashes. They did have 3 different styles that I saw in my Dollar Trees. I've tried several different ones looking to see if they had anything else. And this is the Kiss eyeliner pen. It basically works like a magic marker, but it's glue and it's black. I'm just gonna go like this right along my lash line with this glue stuff. going to do one lash at a time. Okay. Went on pretty easy peasy. It's very subtle, but it's, you know, still, it's fake, but it's subtle at the same time. I do like that. That's kind of neat. Now let me put the other one on. I'm going to shake this up. I like to do one eye at a time with this liner because I think it dries quickly because of the heat of your eye line. A lot of people are confused by this method because they were taught to always put the glue on the lash and then stick the lash down. I've always done it this way because the very first person that taught me how to do it was at Merle Norman, and this is the Merle Norman way to put eyelashes on. So let me just stick this on. Man, that went on so easy. Absolutely. Okay, and now I'm going to take, I'm not going to use the liner from LA Girl or LA Colors because I did not like their liquid liner at all. So I'm going to use my tattoo from KVD Beauty and Trooper. Just going to kind of go over that. Just to color over the white band. Well, I'm pretty darn impressed with how easy that was. Really easy. Alright, so let me take my hair out. Put my Wonder Woman shirt on. And here it is. So this is my after. So you see my befores and my afters. This is when I create them. I do a screenshot for those. So let me get close up so you can see. Standout products that I would totally recommend from this company: the LA Colors Nail Polish Topper and Base Coat, the LA Girl Gel Nail Polish, the LA Colors Nail Polish, especially the metallic. This mineral pressed powder from LA Colors is $1.25. 100% recommend this. I would recommend this over high-end powders. I'm so impressed with this. This is a gem. This is totally a gem. LA Colors pressed powder, the mineral powder. None of the foundations. This from a distance looks just fine. I've got a front light on. But I'm telling you, it looks so wrinkly and dry and cracked close up. It's absolutely horrific. This hardly had any coverage. Even though I look a little dewier on the side, it's still horrific. Doesn't cover evenly. I would not recommend either one of these. I liked all three of these, and they're all from the Dollar Tree. These are the LA Color Nude Glam Bronzer. This is the Nude Glam Blush, and this is the Glow Time Highlighter. Absolutely beautiful. These are wonderful, wonderful. Totally good. Now these, even though I think some of the deeper colors probably work better than this, this disappeared too easily. I do have it on this side right now so you can see it, but I can't recommend the cheek color. I think the LA Girl one is supposed to be pretty good. The loose pigments, I can't really recommend them or any of the LA Colors eyeshadows. I wouldn't want to put my brand on any of these things. These were awful. They were just not very pigmented. They didn't blend well. They didn't last very long. It was just pretty embarrassing. I do recommend the little quads from LA Girl. I think they're wonderful. I think the Nudist palette and the other 12 pan palettes from LA Girl, outstanding formulation. And these are wonderful. And there's several different ones of these. So I do recommend these. They do tend to come out with seasonal special palettes as well. And those are hit or miss. You know, I don't know. So I think they mix their formulations there. I really like the eyelashes. Oh my goodness. What a surprise. From the Dollar Tree. They're called Delightful. I have to say they are delightful. They were easy. Probably one of the easiest false lashes I've ever put on. These aren't the real thick band, so you know it makes a difference. But I mean, they went on. Well, you saw. They just went on like boom. They were on. Who knew? Gosh. These are delightful, number 974. They're $1.25 at the Dollar Tree. The LA Girl Brow Pomade. If you get a good color in this that matches you, I do like this. This was nice. I wasn't so keen on the Slim Shady. I think that even though it seems kind of dry, and I don't know, I can't recommend the Slim Shady at all. But the Shockwave, I did Tightline with the Shockwave eyeliner. This is the black one. They do have a really nice assortment of colors in the Shockwave, and I think they do rival Urban Decay's liners. For real, for real. I don't like the liquid liners though from LA Colors or from LA Girl. I think the liquid liners splay. I think the brushes aren't as good. If you have an unsteady hand, you're going to get a mess. You're going to make a mess. It's going to be wobbly. It doesn't glide over the wrinkled skin very well. And those of you who are over 50 know what I'm talking about with your eyelid skin. It's kind of, you know, yeah. So the mascaras, none of the LA Colors have worked. I've used different ones over time, and this is the most recent one I tried. I could have hoped that since it was purple it would be fun, but not really. The only thing I'll say about the LA Color mascara was that it did not leave dings and it didn't flake even after a very long day in the hot sun, humid sun. I'm inside, outside, in the car, you know, for quite a long period of time. However, no real good volume, no real good length. It was really just coloring my lashes, which I needed for underneath the false lashes, so it was okay. Now this one got better with age. This is the LA Girl Jet Setter Mascara. Now I tried this, I would say probably 4 days in a row, and I didn't like it the first few days at all, but today, trying it today, for some reason it seems to have found itself, and it was a lot more volumizing and lengthening. So maybe it needs that coming into itself after a week, you know, like aging fine wine. You have to age a fine mascara. I don't know, but you know, it's a week later, and maybe that's what the trick is. You have to wait a week and then it's perfect. But this is the Jet Setter from LA Girl, and I was not going to recommend it, but now I'm not so sure about that. The LA Girl lipstick, this one is in the shade Nude. These are, they have the magnetized clothes. They're like $3.99 or $4.99. They have the same scent, and it seems like the same formulation that the Maybelline lipsticks have. I would almost bet money on the fact that they're the same thing. And this is probably, I would say about $5 less than the Maybelline lipsticks, so you can save some money by doing the LA Girl color in a similar color to the Maybelline lipstick you're looking for. And they did have quite an assortment of colors in the LA Girl display, at least where I work. These lip paints are wonderful. I love them. They're creamy, they're long lasting, they really coat the lips nicely. They don't like accentuate the lines and cracks in your lips. They cover them nicely and give your lips a nice hydrated and glossy look. I really like these, both of them. And I loved the lip oil in Grapefruit. I think that's from LA Girl. Wonderful. I did not like the glossy plumping gloss from LA Girl because it stings too much. It's like having a chili pepper on my lips. It's just a creepy feeling. I did like the spray, setting spray, and in fact I'm going to spray some on now. Let that dry down. Again, the double cap is really nice. I think this was the duo, the lip duo at the LA Colors in the Dollar Tree. The clear gloss on one side, the lipstick on the other. It was nice, but it transferred really easily. It did not last under the mask, so in a pinch you could probably use this if you're going for a photo op or something, but I wouldn't buy this for everyday use. The gloss was just basic, you know, clear gloss you can get anywhere. So, but it was, you know, $125. It wasn't bad. It looked okay, and I'm sure with my front lighting it looks better. And the this is the gloss, the lip gloss from LA Colors. This was really nice, but it did not last. But it did dry down nicely. As it dried down and disappeared, it dried down evenly and made my lips still look like they had some color to them. It just didn't have any shine or hydration. So that's pretty much it from the LA Girl and LA Colors line. I wish I knew more about the company that I could tell you the story, because I was going to do a docutorial on LA Colors or Beauty 21. Anyway, I hope all of you are having a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.